Do you hear that sound? That sound has been haunting me, alright? It wakes me up in the morning and it keeps me from filming at all hours of the day. I really hope that banging sound isn't too annoying because there's absolutely nothing I can do about it. It stopped. Today, we are talking about something that I've wanted to make a video about forever and just have not gotten around to it. That topic is the theory of queerbaiting. If you don't know what queerbaiting is, let me fill you in. So I wrote down my own little definition. Queerbaiting refers to the situation where creators of a show or other piece of entertainment bait their queer audience with a possible queer relationship without ever bringing it to anything beyond subtext. Well-known instances of this happening are Sherlock, Supernatural, Supergirl, Agent Carter, everything. Riverdale, Teen Wolf, Star Wars, etc. You might be wondering, but you're probably not wondering, Abby, why are you bringing this up now? Like, what has sparked this in you to talk about it? Well, to answer your question that you probably didn't have, a couple films came out recently that I very much enjoyed when I watched, but had some beef with. And one of these movies that I'm talking about is Star Wars: The Last Jedi. But wait! Don't leave just yet. I'm not mad at Star Wars for the whole queerbaiting thing, you know, because even I know that for a huge franchise like Star Wars to have a queer character, let alone a queer relationship, is very, 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 very slim. It's owned by Disney also, so like that probably will take a while for them to come around for something like that. I mean, I'd love for them to prove me wrong, but like I said, I'm not holding my breath. What I really wanted to talk about was Pitch Perfect, which is a franchise that I was thrown into by my friend Ryder, who is obsessed with Pitch Perfect. And if you know anything about Pitch Perfect, you probably know that BeChloe is a thing. Becca and Chloe, the ship name for Becca and Chloe. So I wasn't super into the Pitch Perfect fandom at all, so I didn't have anything riding on the BeChloe train, you know? I wasn't like, I will kill everyone involved in this production if they don't end up together. But I started to think that it might actually be a possibility when my friend Ryder started talking about all the things that have happened in the previous movies that would lead up to this relationship happening. But most of all, the advertisement.
Swipe up for more. You guys are the homes that my heart lives in. I am inside of all of you. It feels so good. Hi. What is this about?
What are you guys doing?
Nothing.
Pitch Perfect 3, ready.
That was just blatant queerbaiting. It was, I mean, looking back, it was blatant queerbaiting. At the time, it was like, oh gosh, we might get representation. If you've never experienced queerbaiting or anything like that, like if you're straight, you might not understand why it's such a big deal. I'm not upset that instead of ending up together, one of them ended up with a guy that had probably 5 minutes of screen time. What I'm really upset about is the advertising. The blatant disregard for LGBT people's feelings. And that might sound, you know, whiny, like, think of our feelings, but it's such a malicious thing if you get down to it. Those advertisements were just there to make sure that the gays didn't leave the franchise before the end of it, because, you know, gotta get that cash. My friend Rebecca and I were talking about this, and she shared with me her theory of queerbaiting, which is what I want to get into. So the theory begins with you. You are a creator of a show. Let's call it the friendship show. You consciously begin crafting a story about these two female friends, but you use some rhetoric and some plot devices that are commonly seen in romantic story arcs. And that's okay. The friendship show is released and is a smash hit. But then you realize that the reason it was a smash hit is because everyone thought they were lesbians. Everyone thought they were in love with each other. But you're like, no, wait, it's a friendship. From here, there are many ways you can go. It's a choose your own adventure of queerbaiting, if you will. Option 1, completely write out the possibility of any love story by making the two characters, you know, still friends, but have them go their separate ways. You know, have them do a side plot here and a side plot here, where they don't interact that much, and even support one another in another relationship. If they like someone else, then have the other one support them. So it's like, hey, look at a supportive friend, not someone who's desperately in love with the other person. For this example, think Captain America or Star Wars. Option 2, panic and write out one of the characters. Kill them or make them move, or just get that character out so you don't have to deal with any gayness. This can also be known as bury your gays, which is when you get rid of your queer characters so you don't have to develop them. Think Kat from Supergirl, Lexa from 100, or Angie from Agent Carter. Option number 3, which is the most frustrating form of queerbaiting in my own opinion. Keep hinting at the romance. It's what's made your show so popular in the first place, so why would you ditch it? It's giving you money, it's giving you views. Keep doing it. Keep it ambiguous enough as to not offend the people who might think something like that is offensive, and not to isolate your straight viewers, but also keep it ambiguous so the queer community will stay super invested. Keep this up indefinitely, because the straight people are gonna keep watching because they like the show, and the queer people are gonna keep watching because they like the show and they think that they're gonna have some representation. Spoiler alert. It probably won't happen. For this example, think Sherlock, Once Upon a Time, Pitch Perfect. On the outside, there are also a lot of ways that you, the creator of the show, can reach out to your audience to address this queerbaiting issue, because you're probably going to get accused of queerbaiting if this happens. So, option 1, you can get really defensive and be like, what? No, this is just friendship. How dare you think this is gay? Can't girls just be friends with each other? Sure, valid points. Girls can be friends with each other, but still not the best way to talk to your audience about that. And you'd be surprised how many creators do stuff like that, but whatever. Option 2, take the high horse type of stance and say, oh, well, fandoms, am I right? Quite entertaining to watch all of them create these fan fictions and fan art, and what silly kids they are. It's a very condescending approach, and you'll probably lose a lot of fans. Option 3, blatant teasing, which is what we saw in Pitch Perfect, and it's what we saw in Sherlock advertising. It's what we see a lot. It's the whole, will but Chloe happen? Sherlock is in love, but who with? This one is probably my least favorite because it's just messing with us. Like, you fully know that you're not gonna make these characters gay. You fully know you're not gonna give us the representation we so crave. And there's also option number 4, which is introduce a minor character, a blink and you miss it type character, a character that happens to be queer. So you can use this character as kind of a body shield when people hit you with accusations of being homophobic. Be like, no, look. There's a queer character. Yeah, they're small, but they're there. They exist. Isn't that what you wanted? I'm gonna read you something that Rebecca said to me. She said, initial queerbaiting happens because people want to write about friendship and forget that queer people are real. But what they do next really speaks to their morals and their attitudes towards queer people. So that is the theory of queerbaiting, and it matters because we're real people, you know? Queer people are real people, and we deserve more than just the crumbs of representation. We deserve fully fleshed out love story arcs that are seen so much in straight media. So that's all I have to say on this topic. I hope you learned something or enjoyed something. I don't know. This is something I wanted to make a video on for a long time because I think it's very important to talk about. So I would love to know your experience with queerbaiting, or what you think about queerbaiting. What shows have queerbaited you in the past, and what shows haven't? What shows have surprised you? Not even shows, movies or books or video games. I need more good content. So leave that stuff in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys later. Bye.